What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? How's everybody doing this morning? It is December the 29th, the year of our Lord 2023. And this is HBCU OverDrive Live. Make sure that you like this stream. Make sure that you comment, share, and most of all, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell to get everything HBCU OverDrive. So let's see what we got. What we got up in here, man. We got everybody coming up in here. What's going on, Mr. Israel? What's going on, Big Antonio, my bro from Memphis, Mr. HBCU Band Talk, Head Wildcats. Of course, my main moderator, Mr. Quay. Miss Veronica, how you doing? How you doing? Welcome in. Come on in. First and foremost, as always, what up, Rock Wayne? What's happening, man? What's going on? I know everybody's pretty much almost at work, or they at work, or on their lunch. Man, I appreciate y'all for joining with me. But always, you know what to do. Become a subscriber. Hit that subscribe button on the YouTube channel, and follow me on all social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter at HBCU_OverDrive, and you can also follow me under my real name on Facebook, David E. Smith Douglas. I'm starting to put more stuff out. Like I said, you can catch me on TikTok, Holiday 1925. So I'm doing a lot more content, pushing out content and everything. So y'all stay tuned for that. Also, make sure y'all become an exclusive member. If you want to become a family member, all you do is just hit that join button on the outside of the chat. We got the 2 tiers. You got the blue and the purple. Like I said, for the new year, we're gonna go ahead and just dwindle that down to 1. And make it easy and make it fair for everybody, and everybody will still get the same amount of perks for joining as becoming a family member. And last but not least, if you want to, always you can send donations through Cash App, PayPal, Zelle. On Cash App, HBCU OverDrive, PayPal, David Smith 1925, and on Zelle, davidsmith30@gmail.com. And also, you can send it through Super Chat, and you can send it through as far as what you becoming an exclusive family member. But everything that we do for HBCU OverDrive goes back towards the channel. It does not go in my pocket. So we got things going on right now. We're trying to start up a drive for going to New Orleans to try to cover the Legacy Bowl. We've already started with a $50 donation with Coach Thornton from the other last week, and we're going to try to see if we can continue doing that. It all goes all the way up until February. Now, this will cover me going as far as getting down there and room and board. It doesn't really cover anything else. Just going to cover the travel and the room and board. I'm going to try to get my credentials for that, sign up for that, get my credentials, and see how that goes. But, excuse me. But like I said, this does go back towards the channel. So this is an initiative we got going on right now. I don't really too much have a script, but we're going to work on that and try to get it done. And hopefully everybody will get in the giving mood as always, because y'all know I bring the good content for y'all, good pictures, whatever we got going on, I bring it to you. So just let you know what's going on with that. And we got birthdays as always. Look, first of all, let me give a shout out to the realest daughter that I have, which is my oldest girl, Desiree Scott. She turned 22 yesterday, and I want to send a happy birthday to the person who birthed me, the person who gave me my name, the person who pretty much beat my ass out of the penitentiary, the person who, even though she didn't give up on me, she sent me to my uncle to become a young man, and the person who my kids call Granny. all day, every day, and that is my mama, my mother, Angie D. Smith. She is 62 years old today. I've already sent it on Twitter. I ain't did it on Instagram yet, but that is my ride or die. That is the real twin that you see. And I just appreciate her for being my mama. But mama, happy birthday to you. I already called you this morning. I bugged you and everything. But happy birthday to you, mama. And hopefully you have a great day today. Turning 62 years young today, y'all. I'm turning 62 years young today. So that just lets you know, black don't crack. But anyway, y'all, get up off this thing right here. We got 48 people in the building, man. Y'all, we got 48 people in the building. Make sure we got 48 likes to go with that, with these 48 folks coming up in here, because they ain't got nothing else better to do. Ain't got nothing else better to do but be right here with us. But anyway, man, look, y'all already know I've already talked about this last week, but we're gonna get into what the hell going on at Texas Southern. Now we talked about this. Fred McNair, basically, he is on. He gracefully bowed out from Alcorn. He gets to Texas Southern. They initially tried to name him. They initially gave him an offer. He goes back to Alcorn to see what type of counter offer they would bring for him. And then afterwards, they didn't meet the demands that he wanted on his offer. So early last week, he says that he's not going to be the head coach anymore of Alcorn State. Alcorn then hires Cedric Thomas, who is the defensive coordinator on the football team, in which he's a real good head. He's a real good coach. He is player friendly. He knows the ins and outs of the portal and how to navigate the system when it comes down to getting kids to a rural school like Alcorn. Now we talking about Cedric Thomas, who was the mastermind of turning around the Arkansas Pine Bluff football program when he was the head coach, and trying to get kids to come to rural southern Arkansas to come play football at Pine Bluff. So he becomes the head coach at Alcorn. Now Fred goes back to Texas Southern and trying to see what type of offer they have. But at the meantime, Texas Southern. Well, let me take this back. Two of the board of regents for Texas Southern tabled the discussion. You have to have 100% of the board of regents for quorum and to have a discussion about paying the money, how many years on the contract, and ratifying the contract, and naming who's going to be the head coach. And the AD, who is Kevin Granger, he's the AD in principal. He's the vice president of athletics for Texas Southern University. To me, I just feel like he presents the idea to the board of regents. They go ahead and kind of discuss it, and he gives them a number. They say yay or nay, or they can go back and say, hey, let's give them this, and this. And at the end of the day, I feel like Granger should be the one making the final decision on who should be the head coach. Now, because the board tabled the discussion and two of the members tabled it, the two members came in with their own candidate, which is Houston Texans great Andre Johnson. Now, Andre Johnson does not have any type of coaching experience whatsoever. But because of his name and because of what he has done in the city of Houston, because he still stays in the city of Houston, he can bring in, I don't think it's more of the resources, but he can actually bring in the recruits to come and play for TSU. Now, he can bring in the resources because he still has some sort of pull with the Houston Texans. The Texans love him. They treat him more like a son. But me per se, I'm not going to put anything past them jokers with the border regions, because they can name a damn fly as long as that fly is shucking jive behind them. I can't do it, y'all. I don't want to do it. Don't need to do it. But but I'm to the point where we just go ahead, name this man the head coach, name Fred the head coach, because what's going on right now, Fred is in limbo. He don't know where he's going. He doesn't know what school he's going to coach at. And some people say, well, he left a desirable job at Alcorn to try to get an undesirable job at Texas Southern. I don't think it was the job at Alcorn was desirable, but the man is synonymous with Alcorn through and through. He's a McNair. He played there. His brother played there. His nephews played there. His other brother played there. So it's always going to be a McNair that is going to be synonymous with Alcorn State University. Now, what can he do at Texas Southern? He has a winning pedigree to go along with what he brings in as far as kind of like with recruiting. He could take lemons and turn that shit into lemonade, y'all. Or he could take lemons and turn the damn thing into an Arnold Palmer. I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Boy, they said he wait to the year and wait to now because he can't sit up. If he goes back to, let's say he goes back, let's just say he becomes a position coach at, let's just say USM, or he could go to Jackson State. Don't want to sit out because that messes up his retirement plan for Mississippi. Messes up a retirement plan for Mississippi. But again, so yesterday, Texas Southern meets again. This is a special session for the border regions. They can actually do this, even though it's right before the New Year is coming around. Now, they had a Zoom video conference to discuss what's going on, who's going to be the new head coach. Same two members of the BOR still table the discussion because they want to still try to get the person they want in as the head coach. If I'm Fred, yes, I'll chuck the deuce on them. No, I don't need it. I don't need this headache. I don't need that. It's a headache, and it's pretty much y'all don't know what the hell y'all doing. So let me get to the source, HBCU Sports. And they have been covering this the whole time since and I listened to HBCU Sports, and from what I'm hearing, this is what Texas Southern knew. This is what we kind of didn't know, but we put it out there. Texas Southern knew that they was not going to bring back Clarence McKinney in mid-October. Let me reiterate this, y'all. Let me reiterate this. Texas Southern knew in mid-October that Clarence McKinney was not going to be the head coach going any further after 2023. So they already had a plan in place on getting a new head coach for the football team for the year 2024. And they already figured that McKinney was not going to be the head. He was not going to continue to be the head coach of Texas Southern University in mid-October. Now, this man is going through limbo because at the end of the season, really December the 15th, his contract runs out. They've already stuck to their guns. No pun intended. They stuck to their guns and said, we're not going to renew this man's contract. Why should we renew this man's contract? He went 13-27 in the 5 years that he's been the head coach at Texas Southern. He has the 5 years he's been the head coach. He has not beaten Prairie View, which is your rival, which is 50 miles northwest in Prairie View, Texas. He has not beaten some of his other rivals, like Grambling. He hasn't beat really Alcorn until later on in the last couple of years. Southern is pretty much the same way. You haven't beaten them until the last couple of years. What can you do? What can you do? And not only that, and not only that, y'all, not only that, your prize quarterback, Andrew Body, wasn't even supposed to be on the field till mid-October. Was not supposed to be on the field till mid-October. He messed that up. Messed it up. You put him out there the beginning of the year, the beginning of the season, in the game against Prairie View, knowing damn well he was not healthy to play in the game. What does he do? Don't get me wrong. He almost threw for 300 yards. He threw for 3 touchdowns, but he also had 3 interceptions. 2 of those interceptions were his fault. He also complained about soreness in his shoulder. Even though he was out there practicing with the team, he was out there practicing with the team, y'all. And they, when you practice, that means that you're ready. But he was not ready. Oh, you beat y'all once. Hey, one out of 4. Hey, still, man. So we only played in the one game, and they scrapped them for the rest of the season. What they should have done from the beginning of the season was to get Jace Wilson ready to compete for the 23 football season. It was not supposed to be Andrew Body. Now, he was supposed to be cleared to come back mid-October. It's cool. It's still going to take you some time to knock the rust off. But he wasn't supposed to be out there. McKinney messed that up. Then you got a running back in Ladarius Owens who goes wild, and you run the offense through him, where you should have been more balanced with him and Jace Wilson. And you had weapons in Quay Davis and AJ Bennett and Jared Johnson. You had weapons. You had issues on your offensive line, but you still went out there and compete. You couldn't get most of it done. You blew out Alcorn. You had a lead against FAMU. You let the lead go towards the second half. And then all these problems come into play. You played, in fact, and also on your schedule, you played 2 FBS teams getting blown out by 60-plus points. It was a recipe for disaster for McKinney to begin with for this season alone. That is the chronological order of what happened with Texas Southern this past season. Now, Fred comes in. I've already figured out he had his staff that he wanted to get. I've already, you probably figured out that he had some recruits that he was looking for in the state of Texas. His name, that like I said, the McNair name carries weight in Houston. His brother has done a lot for the city of Houston when he was alive, but we are here to this day. No head coach right now. You're going into the new year. The new year ends on Sunday. I mean, the old year ends on Sunday. New year comes in on Monday. You're going into the new year, no head coach. You only signed 3 players for early signing day. Now, granted, 2 of them came from South Oak Cliff, but you only signed 3 for early signing day, where Jackson State had 21, where Mississippi Valley had 16, where FAMU damn near is reloading with talent coming from the FBS. Southern, just people, these other schools are signing players. Prairie View signing kids in the early signing day. You only signed 3. February is getting ready to come up real soon. The first week of February is getting ready to come up real soon. And if you don't have a head coach by then, I don't know what to tell you. What's going to happen? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. You're going to end up like North Carolina A&T. Y'all going to wait till the party. Y'all going to wait till the party is over with. And it's going to be, you're not going to have anybody to basically have as a head coach. Anyway, so I watched the video and CJ, he came up with a good he basically saying that while everybody else is going to be saying Happy New Year, singing Old Lang Syne and everything like that, Texas Southern still going to be in search for their head coach. You know what I mean, damn it. Y'all took so damn long to find your head coach. That's why you end up with a 1-10 season. But let's see what we got going on. And Hold on, y'all. Let me get this little banner. Next thing we got going on right now is Willie Simmons. Now, I'll be real honest with you. Let me fix this up right here. I don't want to put RB coach. All right, I'm gonna put this on here. So while I was at work, checking folks out at the register and everything, doing my job at Walgreens, I'm looking on Twitter, and I'm in the group with HBCU Nightly. Then we get this news that Willie Simmons, the head football coach for good old FAMU, was presented an offer to be the running backs coach at Duke University. Now I would say this. He does have a connection with Manny Diaz, who is the new head coach for the Blue Devils at Duke University when they worked together at Middle Tennessee State. Now, I'm going to say this. We going to say this. What up, CT? Oh, there you go, Mr. Ford. I already knew. This Ford said, drop the line. Manny Diaz is one of the worst head football coaches in FBS. He couldn't get squat done at Miami. Couldn't get nothing done at what's the other school he was at? Mississippi State, if I'm not mistaken. All right. Good afternoon, Mr. Ford. It's the afternoon for you.
Yeah, this is wait a minute, it's 12:33.
Yes,
I'm what they call it, I'm doing two things at once. I'm watching Clemson and Kentucky. They down in Jacksonville at the Gator Bowl. I wish we could have fam to play some games there and at that Gator Bowl. It's gorgeous, man.
Oh,
That
yeah.
That stadium is beautiful, man.
Yeah,
The entrance,
I like everything what they did as far as what they did with the renovations on it. And Shah Khan has done a lot of things with that for to help their franchise out. So I give it to him though.
Oh yeah.
All right, so we already said it. This man is by far one of the worst head coaches.
Oh yes, you talking about Manny Diaz?
Manny Diaz.
He's been a failure as a head coach, defense coordinator. Mac Brown fired him at Texas. He was terrible at Mississippi State. One of the reasons James Franklin ain't contended these last few years, he had him up there as a defense coordinator at Penn State. I didn't understand that. I'm telling you, Will ain't stupid enough to follow behind no Manny Diaz. He ain't crazy.
And that's what I'm thinking like this, y'all. What I'm thinking. Wait a minute, hold on now. You said he a damn good DC.
Who? Manny Diaz? Manny Diaz been fired everywhere. He was Mac Brown fired him at Texas. Mm-hmm. He was he was over the defense. Let's see, Georgia Tech played Mississippi State in the Orange Bowl one year. They ran over him. It was his defense.
Oh yeah, it
Defense
was
quick, man. Manny Diaz is
one that the
pathetic.
game where Georgia Tech scored 70 on them in the game right there,
They put a lot of points. They had that boy Justin Thomas. He was from Prattville, Alabama. He was a
and it was
quarterback for Georgia Tech at the time.
Paul Johnson was the head
Yeah,
coach.
Paul Johnson. I saw him.
But
Tech ran over Mississippi State. Diaz was the defense. He was the DC.
oh yeah, that was Dak Prescott's last season at Mississippi
Yeah,
State.
man,
They couldn't
please.
do too much anything.
Man, Will ain't stupid. I know he ain't getting ready to follow no Manny Diaz. Manny Diaz got
I
all them
mean,
jobs. His daddy was a high-powered politician, a mayor of Miami, I think, or something. You have to look him up. I think his daddy was the mayor of Miami or something.
Yep, it was.
Yeah.
Nepotism.
Yeah, that's how he got all the jobs.
Nepotism. But
I lost respect for James Franklin for bringing him up there at Penn State. You don't bring nobody. He ain't never done nothing right.
oh man. So yeah, he was the defensive coordinator at Mississippi State. He's DC at Louisiana Tech. Of course, he was the DC at Texas. So he had 2 stints at Mississippi State. He was DC at Middle Tennessee. 2 stints with them. Of course, he went to Florida State, so he played on them Florida State teams with Derrick Brooks and stuff and so forth. He was DC at Miami, Florida. Also became the head coach of Miami, the University of Miami, because of the fact they couldn't find nobody.
Yeah,
I think this was the year they fired Al Golden. I think Al Golden was kind of in over his head when he got the position over at.
And so was Randy Shannon. Remember, he was down there too.
But Randy Shannon was like, I don't know why they brought him back in, because he was a retread, and plus he was kind of one of the reasons why they was in the situation they was in the first place with the Pell Grant scandal.
Yeah, so, well, see, he was, like I said, he was bringing the bag, and he could recruit Miami so well.
True,
because he had some athletes down there. Randy had some athletes. He's just he and that staff didn't get it done.
So now he takes over the head coaching program at Duke University, which it is not the most. We always say that it's not the most sexiest job unless you are the head basketball coach. Unless you're going to be in Cameron Indoor Stadium. Nobody wants to go to Wallace Wade Stadium to watch Duke. Now they have done some improvements to the stadium, so I do like that. I will give them that. But Manny Diaz is pretty much
a loser.
Well, his only time in Miami, he only lost one. He only had a losing season, but every year he went to a bowl game. But he has regrets. So he went 6-7 his first year. They lost in the Independence Bowl. He went 8-3 the next season. They lost in the Cheez-It Bowl, and then he went 7-5, and they lost in the Sun Bowl. So,
see, that's what that's called right there. That's underachieving. You at the University of Miami, you go to the Cheez-It Bowl? Are you kidding me? University of Miami is supposed to play in the orange, the rose, the sugar, those kinds of bowls, the peach, not no Cheez-It Bowl. He was underachieving.
It's one of them. I'm gonna say it like this. If Duke wants to hire if they should have hired a head coach, they should have hired Willie Simmons way before. They could have hired that man before they even.
Because Willie's better than Diaz.
So he's offered the position of the running backs coach for Duke University. He hasn't made a decision yet. From what I'm hearing, people are saying, the FAMU folks are, I wouldn't say scrambling, and I don't think they are in a panic, but I think they are going to panic.
No, they're not panicking. They're getting their money together.
They
Okay,
they got to get that money together to try to pay this man right here and to to pay his assistants. So somebody that I'm not saying anything bad about AD Sykes. Oh, she is going, she's going through the back channels to try to find the money so they can pay him because the man has never had a losing season since he's been at FAMU. He has never had a losing season since he's been at FAMU. He had always been a winner, even when he was at Prairie View. He's always been a winner. So why not reward this man for all the work he has done at two HBCUs that were kind of struggling, especially with FAMU that was struggling so mightily for so long. And he turned it around in 6 years. I would, reward him. Now we had to talk last season when the University of South Florida came knocking on the door, and he decided to stay. He decided to stay at FAM. But this is a little bit different with Duke. It's a private university, so y'all already know it's like Duke. If you ever been on the campus of Duke University, it's pretty much like an Ivy League school, but it's in the South.
yeah, it competes with Vanderbilt, Tulane, Emory University.
Yeah, SMU, Rice, all them other schools
Yeah,
just like that.
yeah.
Ole Miss. Ole Miss is another one too. But to this point right here, you don't really consider Duke a football power. They have never been a football power. Even when Steve Spurrier was the head coach of the football team back in the 80s, they really wasn't too much of a power. They always been a doormat of the ACC. They've always been considered a basketball school. Let's just get it out there. They are a basketball school that's trying to make it in the football world. They had they did have some decent seasons in the last, probably like the last 10 years. As far as football goes, they did hit a little bit of rock bottom back again, and then they hired Mike Elko, who brought him back up. Now he goes to Texas A&M and get that big oil money that they done sent this man right here. And my thing about this is, let me see this before I come back up. My thing about this is, you hire a man who is 21-15, who lost 3 bowl games since when he was at University of Miami, who had one of the worst defenses in the ACC. Couldn't get a decent quarterback for the team. Pretty much the team was average at best. Of course, he goes to Penn State. He is the defensive coordinator of that squad right there. You can say they was top 10, or you can say Michael Parsons was that dude right there. And I think it was more of Michael Parsons being that dude for that defense. Joey Porter Jr. being that dude for that defense. I don't even think too much of Manny Diaz calling the shots. I think it was the players that he had up there that was actually better than what you would expect. What happened is he gets jumped up from defensive coordinator back to a head coach. Why do you need to have this man as a head coach? That's all I got to say about that. Now, Willie Simmons comes in. He was the offensive coordinator of Middle Tennessee State. He resigned because of some issue that occurred. Nothing happened between that. He became the offensive coordinator at Alcorn, and then he takes the head mantle at Prairie View. Turns that team around in three years. He gets hired on at Florida A&M, which he is close to his hometown in Quincy, and he goes from his first season being 6-5. Either 65 or 5 or 6. I don't know which one it was, but he goes having one kind of mediocre season, and then after that, the man has won ever since. The man averages 9 wins a season for FAMU. He only averaged probably like 2 losses on his record at FAMU, and he can't get a head coaching job. He can't get a head coaching gig in the FBS.
Can you hear me, Doc?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, okay.
So, let's see. All right, Tom says so. Basically, non-black coaches can suck the suck like hell, but the black coaches gotta be perfect. Yeah, that's pretty much the point. That's pretty much the point. You got to be perfect in everything that you do, because we are always going to be looked at with more scrutiny under a microscope. So from what I'm hearing, the reported amount that they offered Willie Simmons is like $400,000. I don't know how many years though, but for him to be a running backs position coach, from being the head football coach of the storied Florida A&M Rattlers to becoming a position coach with Duke University, which is pretty much a basketball school.
And he's better than the head coach.
Better than the head coach.
Okay, and that's a slap in your face. You the head football coach at Florida A&M. If anything, they should have offered you the head coaching job, because you better than Diaz. And let me tell you something. If you bring Duke University to Atlanta, 10,000 people might come, if that many come. Fam, you done showed you they'll bring 40,000. Yeah, they just got money on them, but as far as the program is concerned, oh no. Why would he come? Why would he be an assistant to Manny Diaz? He's better than Manny Diaz.
People saying 500,000 a year.
Yeah, I heard that 500,000. That's still a slap in his face too. They just want him out of Tallahassee, but like I said, they can say what they want. I don't think Willie that damn dumb. He ain't stupid. They just want him out of Tallahassee.
I want to see what and my thing is, the FAMU faithful, Mr. Campbell. I kind of want to see what they're doing. I want to know how
they're gonna get the money together. They'll get the money together probably this weekend. They'll get the money off. They'll offer him a new contract probably Monday. They'll get the money together. That's all that's about. I think it's a slap in his face. You're gonna go work for somebody no less than you, been less successful than you are. You could teach him some things, but then he not a coordinator now, a running back coach. Man, that's stupid. Like I said, y'all say what y'all want. Will ain't stupid now. He's not stupid. See, it's just a difference. See, Dion was a liar and a con man. This guy ain't like that. He ain't no liar and he ain't no con man.
Yeah, I don't, I'm like this. If South Florida didn't give him a job last season, and any other school that had any other coaching vacancies didn't get this man or even look this man's way to get a job, they is doing this man a disservice.
I'm glad he didn't go, because I like him at Florida A&M. I'm glad he did not go. Yes, thank you that he is at Florida A&M, because I enjoy watching him.
So yeah, I mean, and I ran down the man's resume, like literally ran it down, and we got my guy brother Bakari on here, and we got Zoe. Is Zoe on here? He want to jump on. We got this one last. Come on, Zoe. I think the link is in the chat. So what's going on, Bakari? Uh-oh. Hey, Mr. Ford, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you well.
Okay. Bakari, can you hear me? I think you're probably trying to get his thing set up.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Look, what's going on, Doc? What's going on, Mr. Ford, chat? Hey, you know something? Being offered a running back coaching position, I don't care who it's under. That's an insult, in all honesty. You're already the head coach. You know, they didn't even offer coordinator position. And if this is somebody you know that you have a relationship with, you should ask yourself what type of relationship you have with a person that would do that. And I see people talking about $500,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sound good. If that $500,000 sound good. Will it make what now? 350, 400? And if you're willing to give up your power.
Do they have state tax in Florida?
No, they don't have state tax.
I'm about to say, so now it's even worse. If you're the head man in charge, and you don't have to pay state tax, and you go into a state where if you take the position you go into a state, you pay state tax. But I digress.
and they're asking you to give that up to be. That's a slap in the face. But I'm telling you right now, they are coming at HBCUs. I'm going to reiterate it, and I'm going to keep saying it and saying it and saying it. All these so-called powers conferences, they follow the SEC because they're the biggest money making football.
Right.
And when their commissioners say they don't want no black D1 schools, they're going to do everything in their power to cut that. See, it ain't just Willie is great. We know that. But they think they can put a trinket in your face and get you, right? And what upset them, everybody keep talking about the players that left Florida State to go to FAMU. But you got to think about, I'm going to say it like this. Look at Jackson State. How many players did Jackson State had a player turn down San Diego State to sign with them, right?
That was
Jackson State. Look at
Herman Smith. That was Herman Smith.
Yeah, Herman Smith.
Well, watch this, but I'm finna show you one bigger. Look at Boykins. And I'm not saying bigger as in just better. I'm just talking about the school and how they see it. Boykins was committed to Utah, a Big 12 school. Jackson State, he decommit.
Uh-oh, we lost him.
And shut us down. And what we have, and what I tell people, we have a better chance if we decide to stop arguing and bickering, right? If we decide to say we're going to come together and do this, we put our money together to make sure our coaches, our schools, their assistants, everything is taken care of, whatever we can, right? Mm-hmm. We have a better chance of doing that and having one of these black coaches lead HBCU and get a so-called Power 5 job. Let's say hypothetically, Willie had got offered the Duke head coaching job. Once again, it'll be back to what I said in the beginning. They give you a job that's at or near the bottom. And if he go to Duke and have 2 bad seasons, he's done. So now you got to start from ground zero. Why walk away from what we are building? Why would anybody be happy to see him leave from what we are building? I'm not going to say we're the only people. I can say we're the only people I see because we really the only people I deal with in this type of situation. But Why do we think leaving what we have, trying to build ourselves up, is an advancement? It's just like when the black person from the black neighborhood go from making 50 cents to $1.50. The first thing he do, the first thing a lot of them do, is go move out in an area where there's not a lot of us, where they can't hard to live, where they can barely afford to live, and say, you know,
Bacardi, into the transfer portal.
They devalue.
Now, repeat what you said, because you cutting out.
Oh, my bad. I say it's not the land or the property. I was just talking about how we always leave, right?
Right.
And they're teaching, and we are teaching our youth to devalue what we have. We have to start being truthful, telling our people this is why they have that. They have this because of everything that happened in this country. And now they have it, just like J.R. Smith told Brandon Marshall, when Brandon Marshall said to him in that interview, but the Power 5 schools got this. And J.R. Smith looked at him and said, yeah, because you went there. What we have. It's just, it's a mindset. On that, I just listen, man.
Oh man. So once you, like last night, once we start hearing the rumors about Willie getting being off of position, somebody said that he might be leaving, but we don't know yet. It's allegedly, so we're gonna say allegedly, or we're gonna say in the works. Let's put it just like that. Some of the players start jumping in the portal, i.e. Gentle Hunt.
But I didn't see it. I looked for it. I didn't see his name in the portal.
Oh, he's in there.
Okay.
What's going on, Zoe?
What's up, man? Look,
Man, you in that cold truck?
yeah, man, I'm in this freezer. I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna try to give this some context. I really feel like a lot of people are actually contradicting themselves, and you can't have it both ways. Now, before I even say anything, I'm gonna go on record. For my own selfish reasons, I want Willie Simmons to stay at FAMU. I do not want him to leave. However, I think we get caught up in minutia because, okay, to some people say it's an upgrade to go to Duke or whatever. They look at they want to look at the school per se, right? And I don't look at upgrade as the destination or the job title. I look at the upgrade, to me, because it's all subjective, right? To me, it's an upgrade with pay and opportunity. Now, granted, some people may say, oh, well, he's leaving being a head coach to be a running back coach at this particular school. To some may say the school is irrelevant. It's the opportunity because, again, can he make what he's making at FAMU until somebody says, yeah, he can? Well, if he can, why he don't have it?
Right.
Also, why does he have to take these measures to get it? Because I'm going to give you some data. The same thing we're talking about with Willie Simmons is literally the same thing that Fred McNair is dealing with at Alcorn.
Right.
So we sit there and say, on one end, oh, well, why should he be doing anything? Well, guess what? If Fred doesn't even take the stance that he's trying to get, they're not gonna pay him no money. How many HBCUs rip up a contract after one good year and give an extension? I got time. So you can't have it both ways. You cannot have it both ways. So the thing is, again, I want him to stay. Again, we've had great success against FAMU and Willie Simmons. And I think he's good for the conference. But again, I feel like any man who feel like he's doing the best for him and his family, I don't think we're at liberty to try to, circumvent that or try to talk down on what he feels is doing what's best for him. Now, when it comes to the football, the literal sense of it, I don't use an upgrade by saying Duke. What they do and how they do it is irrelevant to me. Because again, I brought up Vincent Dancy for a reason, because it's like we want to use whatever metrics we could use to benefit our argument. Because I saw someone say, "Oh well, Willie Simmons is winning, Dancy isn't." Doesn't matter whether he's winning or losing. Dancy was a head coach. He left his job as a head coach to not even be a position coach. He left
He
where
claimed
he
it
was the head
analyst.
coach to be an analyst, right?
Yep.
And so we didn't poo-poo that. But you know why? Because it's like, oh well, that's fair and that's valid. Doesn't matter. He's the head coach. You want to try to, cherry pick the circumstances in which they leave. And no, they're two head coaches. And Valley and FAMU isn't the same job. I'm not going to sit here and play stupid, but Vance was doing, or what we perceive to do, watch this, a good job at Valley, right? Last time I checked, because of the circumstances that Valley has, Dancy was actually doing some decent things to us at Valley because we knew he was coaching with one arm behind his back. So guess what? That still perceived to be a good opportunity, right? Of course it was. The school is irrelevant. It was the opportunity. However y'all see fit. I look at it. For me, I look at the money. Dancy went from making probably making $100,000 a year in Mississippi at Valley to making upwards of about 400,000 as an analyst at Valley. And now he's got another pay raise because he's the outside linebackers coach. So there's some trajectory there. And guess what? Dancy, whether y'all want to admit it or not, got a coupon in his back pocket because if all else fails, he could come back and coach at an HBCU. The same thing that Willie Simmons has if he chooses to leave and go to Duke. Because no matter what the one-loss record is, it's not going to be on him. It's on his resume. However y'all want to look at it, that's beside the point. It's on his resume, and he's making this amount of money if he takes that job. Also, he can always come. He got a coupon. He can always come back to an HBCU and have a job because I was the head coach at Prairie View. I was the head coach at FAMU. I had success at two different destinations. The same thing can be said right now. Jerry Mack. Jerry Mack can come back and be a head coach at an HBCU. Yeah. So my thing is, I really feel like we would have more of a leg to stand on with the money argument if our schools were paying $600,000, $700,000, $800,000. We aren't. On top of that, the schools who are really paying that money, it's only about 3 of them out of all the HBCUs who are paying their head coaches really good money and then paying their assistants really good money. And guess what? FAMU ain't one of them. Because you can use Southern for an example. You paying a head coach $300,000 and your assistants making 50, 60, 70. Because even at JSU, our OC and our DC was paid good. Head coach was paid good. But what about the rest of the other positions? They aren't. So again, I see both sides of the spectrum, but to sit here and be like, oh, he's just a fool if he decides to take that, I think we're making an argument for our own selfish reason because we want to see something that we want to see, and it's just not fair to him. Now, again, I want him to stay. I believe he will stay, but I also say this, and I'll be done. I personally believe that FAMU doesn't have to match Duke offer. I really don't. The thing is, put forth an effort to probably change some things there for him to show that you're trying. But the only problem, and we have the data to show when it comes to HBCUs, is like we'll make a failed swoop attempt to say we're going to do something just to keep you. And then the moment you sign or agree to stay, all that goes out the window. Because we got the data from other schools, including Jackson State, to see that ain't really been happening. At the end of the day, man, HBCU's got to step up. We sit there and talk about what we could do to keep him. Oh, we could come up with I heard Mr. Ford, for an example, say, oh, they can come up with that money in a few days. Well, damn, why take all this when you had to get the money to come up? Why you can have this?
You got to give him a chance. You're speaking hypothetically. You got to give him a chance.
You're missing my point.
No, it's not your point. I'm saying you speaking Hold
on. What I'm saying is it shouldn't have to come to this for you to have that urgency to get it done.
That's your opinion.
That's not my opinion. It's fact.
That's your opinion.
All HBCUs are reactionary. Name me one time.
Reactionary as a people. That's not just HBC. That's us as a people.
Oh, guess what? That's a problem right there then.
Without a doubt.
That's a problem. So what I'm saying is, instead of being reactionary, again, when you see that you got something, good, you better take care of it. When you love something or you appreciate something, you take care of it. You don't sit there and have to move with a threat of leaving to want to take care of something. That's hustling backwards.
Right.
And that got to change. Point blank period. The data's there.
Question. So let me ask you a question, right? See,
Go ahead.
my point is when I speak, I ask this.
Bakari, you back in the portal again.
Can y'all hear me? It's raining. Whenever it rain where I am, my Xfinity, I got Xfinity. My internet mess up. It can drizzle. My internet mess up. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, man.
Okay, the point is, how do you see yourself? Do you see yourself leaving a head coaching position to be a running back coach? I don't see, because eventually, and I see everybody putting numbers down there, and I saw somebody say, well, I can't speak for Zoe, Mr. Foe, or Doc, but it is one person up. But it is one person up on this panel that literally turned down a $200,000 raise because I wouldn't let nobody control me, because I know what I want and I know how I see myself, right? So when I ask, how do you see yourself? Do you see yourself as the head coach, or do you see yourself being a running back coach?
Hold on. Let me interject right. Let me interject right there. Bakari, with all the respect, the example that you gave is not gonna fly in this scenario. Let me tell you why. You say, yeah, you're right. It is how you see yourself, but you're on the outside looking in, making that comment. Also, the second thing, when you say you don't want to be controlled, name me a head coach in college that ain't controlled.
Because every head coach in college.
So you can't. I look. I agree with you. Your premise is right. Don't take this as like a dig. Your premise of what you're saying is right, but it doesn't apply to this whole thing with Willie Simmons and the coaching profession. It does. It's not applicable because any coach can be controlled. Because guess what? Boosters are paying your salary.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you can't. That ain't gonna fly. But I'm gonna also say this again. You say I'm a head coach. I don't. It's like you want to take it like, well, I see myself as a head coach. So the only way that I'm going to leave FAMU is to be a head coach at some other place. That's fine if you want to see it that way. But again, you nor I knows the trajectory that Willie Simmons has for his career. Because guess what? Every coach, whether you're on contract or not, is year to year. If he sucks ass next year, and I'm just throwing hypothetically out there, and FAMU decides to fire him, you think he's gonna be worried about being a head coach, or damn, I missed up on a chance to get $500,000 a year for 3 years? So again, you're right. It's all depends on how you look at it. But you and I are looking at it on the outside looking in. We have no clue how he feels about what his trajectory should be and the course that he feels that he needs to take that. Because again, no matter what happens, if he decides to take the job at Duke, let's say he's there for 3 years. Last time I checked, man, that's 1.5 mil, man. 1.5 mil. You know what I'm saying? $1.5 million in 3 seasons. And guess what? Whether they suck ass or they're good, he can come back and coach at HBCU or any or FCS program. It's still there for him to take them.
You know, but my thing, like Willie, I'm gonna just Willie shouldn't be no running back coach. Willie ain't no running man. Willie is a head coach, and to me, and they offered that to Willie, but it's damn near like a slap in my face, man. That Willie ain't no man. Willie is a damn good coach. Willie is a head coach. That's like slap, like dude. I'm like, I took that. I took that personal. Them like, you can be my running back coach. And
it's actually because I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest, man. And look, I'm gonna go on record. I'm pro black as they come. It's not a slap in the face. This is the ways of the coaching profession. Yeah. I'm gonna keep it a book. It really is.
It's your choice. No, it's not. It's your choice. See, you looking at it as if everybody can be bought and controlled by money. That is not true. See, you've spoken a lot of hypotheticals and you're presupposing on a lot of stuff. But I don't think Will is a guy that's basing everything on 1.5 million. I don't think he lives like that.
I didn't say that he did.
You base everything on money.
No, I did not.
You said yes, you did. You said in the last time, you said in 3 years he'll make 1.5 million.
I said
everybody doesn't live like that. Everybody is about his soul.
I said if he chooses to do so. I also said
that everybody can be bought and sold, and that's not true. And a lot of the stuff you said is hypothetical.
I did not say that everybody can be bought and sold. What I did say is that when it comes to who controls, I said a head coach can be controlled. Yes, a head coach can be controlled. That's a fact. That's not my opinion. I
That
never
guy's
said
been
that.
down there over 5 years. He's down there because he wants to be down there. If he
I,
wants to leave, he would have been gone by now.
So,
He wants to be in Tallahassee.
okay,
so
and
let
guess
me
what?
ask you a question, though.
Hold,
So let me ask you
hold,
a
hold,
question.
hold on, McCall. Hold on. Mr.
Hold
Ford,
on.
you're right. He wants to be there too. So then if he leaves, then what does that tell you?
He wants to go somewhere else.
Okay, then. So what's the point of even bringing that up? What I'm saying is if he wants to leave, he can leave. The point that I'm getting at is we want to sit here and be like, oh, it's not what I'm saying. When I made the comment, I said this is the coaching profession. Willie Simmons is not the only head coach that's at an FCS program that's going to get a job offer as a position coach on the FBS level. He is not an oxymoron. He is not a one-off. What I'm saying is this is protocol in the coaching profession. This is not my feeling. This is fact. This happens every season.
So the only question I'm trying to ask is, name me the head coach from an FCS level that's been as successful as Willie that was offered a running back coaching position. I will wait. Name a white head coach that was offered a running back coaching position. A successful head coach like Willie. You ain't
I
gonna name
can't. I hold on. I can't. I tell you what, Bakar, and I'm gonna prove a point because we can time step this. I'm at work and I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I'm gonna do you a solid. I'm gonna Google the hell out of it, and I bet you I get you more than 5 names.
The guy at North Dakota went to Southern Cal as a linebacking coach.
I mean, it happens all the time.
which coach went to
He was
Southern
a
Cal.
head coach at
He's the head coach in North
North
Dakota State.
Dakota. He went to Southern Cal as a linebacker coach.
But
It
When?
it's
happens
crazy.
all the time.
This last season, so it's crazy though. Like when you talk, so
No,
let's get on to
what was
that.
show you something? The
Let's
coach
get on.
that
Hold
left
on, hold on.
North Dakota State,
Let's
the
get
coach
on to
that left,
this.
the
So
coach
let
that
me
left
get on
North
to this.
Dakota State left for a head coaching position. He may have failed when he went up to FBS and took a linebacker position. Then the coach they have right now was offered. The coach they have now was offered a head coaching position, and he turned it down to stay.
Bakari, I promise you, when I get off work,
Sacramento,
I'm gonna find.
Sacramento
I'm gonna
State,
find.
bro.
I'm going to find you several coaches who left at winning as a head coach that were to be a position. I'm not going to say running back coach, a position coach on the FBS level. It happens a lot more than what you think. See, I'm going to tell you, FCS is way bigger than just HBCU. But I'm going to find them for you. Y'all time step this, and I'm going to send it to you.
Hey, yo, you know what? Send it. You'll send it to me. Because when I say it's a slap in my face, and the reason I say it's disrespectful, because I know Willie is much better than that. You know, like Willie to go offensive coordinate, something like that's to me. You say it's not, and I want you to find those coaches. Because I like I said, I named the Sacramento State coach, had a few good seasons, ended up being a head coach at Stanford. The one at North Dakota State who y'all talking about, he left and he was an FBS coach. He was an FBS coach first, who had won those national champions. He did not leave to be a linebacker coach. Then the one they have now, he was offered FBS coaching job. But like, what happened? I'm gonna give you another example. And the reason I say stuff like this is disrespectful. What just happened with the new coach at San Diego State, who they claim was such a guru at Kent State, only had one winning season in 5 seasons. He went.
Oh,
He
you
went to
took the
Colorado
job in Colorado and got
and
demoted.
got demoted. Wait a minute, got demoted, and in the process of being demoted,
He got
he get offered a
leveled up
$1.8
and got
million a year job. While you seeing Willie being successful, he got to take a running back coaching job. I'm saying that's what offered. But this guy, he was not a great coach at Kent State. Look up his record. He was demoted at Colorado, but then promoted to head coach, getting 1.8 million.
But Bakari, I'm gonna say this. I'm not gonna sit here and act like you want to put racism into it. I'm not gonna sit here and act like race don't play a part. Let me just say that. Let me go on the record to say that. But even though race plays a part in this too, we're not gonna sit here and act like Willie Simmons at FAMU is Willie Simmons at Kent State. Again, the outlier between Willie Simmons and that coach was Willie Simmons is at in the FCS program. Because while you give that example, how many FCS head coaches have gone on to be head coaches or lead to be an offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator at an FBS program and then get another opportunity? So you can't omit that. The thing is, no matter what he was at Kent State or whatever they perceive him to be, that was done on an FBS level. Willie Simmons is the FCS head coach. Now, even when I'm saying that, I'm not sitting here acting like race ain't playing a problem because I'd be disingenuous as hell in saying that. But you cannot omit that point as well because that's a major factor in that of it too. Yes, it's hard on black coaches to get the same opportunity as white head coaches, but at the same time, how many white FCS head coaches are moving up in the same trajectory? So
Yeah,
if he
what's up,
already
fellas?
coaching with one arm behind his back, you can't expect for him to move as if he got two arms free. You can't have it both ways.
What's up, one man? What's going on, man? What you
Nah,
got?
hey,
What you
what's
got
going
for?
on, Doc? Hey, bro, I be watching it. I just want to make sure we get everything right. The North Dakota coach, he left this year, December 10th, to go take the linebacker coach. He didn't leave last year. He left this year, so we just want to get every facts right. So, I just want to say that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But my thing about this though is, and we talked, we talked about Willie Simmons because we had this same discussion last season when the South Florida job came about, and he didn't, he wasn't in the running for that job either as the head coach. So he goes back to FAM. He does what he do at FAM, and they won a Black Natty, and the time calls that one of his good friends, Manny Diaz, says, "Hey, I want you to be my running back coach." Now, some people say it's a slap in the face, but I say, to me, I'd say he ain't the OC. If he ain't the head coach, he need the OC. And he's been an OC on the FBS level, and he was a damn good one on the FBS level. But we already know, some things come into play as far as, a situation here and there. And basically he had to do what he had to do, but then he took the OC job at Alcorn State. And then after that, the rest is history because he took the job at Prairie View, took them to new heights, then gets to FAMU, had one hiccup of a season, and then after that, the man has been on a whole nother level when it comes to coaching in FCS at a HBCU. Nobody has not touched this man in the last 4 or 5 years other than Jackson State.
Hey, Doc, a good question for you. Alcorn coach right now. You know he did the same thing.
Yeah, he took it. He went from he went
USCB
he was the head coach at Pine Bluff.
resigned.
Resigned, took a defensive coordinator position at Alcorn, and when Coach McNair left and said, "I'm leaving," he gets elevated back up to head coach position. It is what you just said, because
No, like he left Pine Bluff to go to Southern Miss as a position coach.
oh
Like
yeah,
this
because
happened.
he was on Hobson. Well, he's on no, it wasn't Hobson. Was it Will
Yeah, he
Hall?
was on Jay Hobson's staff.
Jay
He was
Hobson said,
defensive back here coach.
No, but he left Pine Bluff as a head coach to become DB coach at Southern
okay,
Miss.
at Southern Miss, and then he becomes the defensive coordinator at Alcorn, and then he jumped back up to head coach at Alcorn. So it can happen. It happens. It happens. Now,
All the time.
all the time. So now let's get into this thing with Fred McNair and Texas Southern, because this Texas Southern had a virtual, like a special virtual meeting yesterday to talk about the contract, the numbers, and who's going to be the head coach of the school. Now, like I said, I said this earlier before when I heard from HBCU Sports, Texas Southern knew that Clarence McKinney was not going to be their head coach in mid-October. Knew about it. McKinney messed up the season. He kind of screwed the season up because he should have never started Andrew Body in the first place on the first game of the season. He was not ready. He was not ready physically, understandably so. If you out there practicing, that means that you're ready. But everybody knows, he was not ready. That shoulder was not ready. He was rushed. I think he rushed himself to try to get in there because he wants to prove to people that he is a good quarterback. Now he goes through a medical red shirt. Texas Southern, you rely on Ladarius Owens and Jace Wilson. You won only 3 games this season because I'm be honest with you, I picked you to be either second or third, or second in the division this past season, and that went to shit right there. But McKinney's contract expires December. They had to expire December the 15th. They don't have a head coach. They only signed 3 players for the early signing day. You got signing day coming up in February. Now, what are you gonna do? Because you got to have a coach by the new year. Either the new year or like a day or 2 after the new year. You got to have a head coach in. You cannot just come in. You're not going to be able to try to sustain the program, because if you can't do it, you're going to end up like North Carolina A&T this past season. Wait till you get a head coach like 2-3 months, and he got to hire his old position, all his position coaches, and you're going to have a real shitty season coming up. So, what do you think about that, Mr. Ford?
As far as North Carolina A&T?
No, I'm talking about as far as Texas Southern. I was giving an example with North, like A&T this past season.
I told you the only word I think of is sabotage. I don't understand. The AD made the recommendation. Usually the board rubber stamps what the AD said, because the board does not supposed to get involved with day-to-day operation. That's the AD. The AD said he wanted Fred McNair. I didn't understand this go along.
So AD Granger wants Fred McNair. AD Granger is always he's a Mississippi dude, and he wants Fred to be the head coach. Now the 2 board members done already put somebody's name up in there, which is Andre Johnson. Now you got Antonio Cromartie saying, okay, I'm gonna put my name up in there. Now you still probably gonna have Ed Reed try to put his name up in there. It is all these other celebrity coaches and try to put their name up in there don't have a lick of coaching experience other than Cromartie. I'll say with Cromartie, he has some sort of coaching experience, but Ed Reed and Andre Johnson don't. Fred is the most experienced person in this list, in this group, and you still have not given this man the keys to the castle. So I'm just gonna say, if you don't have a coach by then, you're gonna have a lot of folks. You're gonna have a lot of kids running up out of here, running up in that portal. So, what do you think about that, Mr. Ford? If you can hear me,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
okay.
Say it now.
So, like I was saying that Texas. I'm saying that Fred McNair is the most experienced person on this list. Give the man the job.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Give the man the job. Because
the board is involved in day-to-day operations. That's not what a board is for.
Right.
They don't get involved in day-to-day operations. If the board is going to pick the head coach, why do you have an AD?
That is true.
I just feel like it's sabotage. Because I feel like if Fred get that Texas Southern job, he's going to turn Texas Southern into a power. I really do. I think he can turn that school into a football power, which would be good.
Yeah, it will be good. So I wasn't gonna stay on here too long today because I do have to be at work at 2:00. But I kind of wanted to put this out there today because I think my next show would be New Year's Eve. So if anybody want to stay up with me New Year's Eve, I'm gonna do that show, and then we're gonna bring the new year in right. But like I said, man, I appreciate everybody for coming up. Kari, yourself, Mr. Ford, Zoe, just coming up and giving y'all opinion about this situation right here that's going on. Excuse me. I'm pretty much gonna be, like I said, I'm gonna be doing some other stuff, some writing and everything. So I got some stuff coming down the pipeline in the new year. You got anything for us? Because I know I ain't gonna have you on for New Year's Eve. You probably gonna be knocked out.
You talking to me?
Yeah.
No, I'll probably listen to you. I'll probably, even if I don't call in, I'll probably listen. Yeah.
Okay.
Is that Sunday night?
The Sunday night.
Yeah, I'll probably listen.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be
Yeah,
at that.
we gonna have some stuff coming down the pipeline, and we're gonna be real good. So we're gonna try to get this Legacy Bowl thing drive going real right now. So I'm gonna get my guy.
Have you heard anything about the staff at Grambling? Like who's the DC?
I haven't too much heard about the staff at Grambling. So
What about the staff at Southern? You heard anything about Southern?
Not yet. I'm still looking into it.
Okay, all right.
All right, because you got the floor, and then I'm about to roll up.
I just wanted to tell Mr. Ford, I was wrong. I don't mind saying when I'm wrong. I would have never thought that the dude from North Dakota State, Mr. Ford, turned down 2 head jobs in back-to-back years. I would have never thought he would take a linebacker job. I thought the coach before him failed at the school he went to and took a line. This dude literally turned down 2 head coaching jobs on the FBS level. Then turn around and take a linebacker coaching job. But I just wanted to tell you, Mr. Ford, you was right and I was wrong. I don't mind admitting when I'm wrong.
Man. The one thing I don't think Willie Simmons is leaving Florida A&M. I'm gonna tell you and Zoe and all the rest of y'all, I don't think he's leaving Florida.
Not for no running back coaching job. I don't want. Look, I got a homeboy that went to school.
Why would you go and get with a loser like Manny Diaz? That ain't no Manny Diaz ain't never been a success nowhere.
Now, I got a homeboy that know Willie. They went to high school together and everything. He say he don't believe Willie will go to. He say he don't believe Willie would take that job as running back coach at Duke. He say what he believe is Willie gonna use this to get some stuff that he wants at FAMU. Yeah, he said he don't think Willie gonna leave for that. But I'm just being honest, man. Willie is a great coach. There's no need for a running back coach. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm surprised that coach from North Dakota State took it after he turned down 2 head coaching jobs back-to-back seasons, then go be a linebacker coach, which is crazy to me, but that's me. But I can say this one, HBCU coach salary is on par with the rest of FCS though. They really on par. They're on par with.
What was correct about? He gave the example of some of the black colleges. They'll play the head coach good. They might pay the offensive coordinator, defense coordinator, good. But when it comes to the position coaches and the lower level coaches, they don't pay them well. They don't pay them well because I saw that with Southern. Southern was paying Dooley $310,000 a year, but they were only paying that defense coordinator $80,000 a year, and they had other coaches making $50,000. Which that's not fair and equitable pay to me. I'll say it again. That's starvation wages.
You're right. It is, and I'm gonna tell you right. This is why going into the games, and I'm gonna say it loud, going into the game and not just partying at the tailgate is important. Because if we go pack them stadiums, we can make, I guess, the way they were doing then. Make sure people count the tickets right. Make sure they count right, Jackson State. I love you, but Jackson State, make sure people count right. And we'll be able to give those position coaches, whatever, more money. Because we're going to have to do it ourselves, or we will continue to lose our greatness our greatness end up going to their trash. And I'm just being honest. Man, Willie is way better than a damn running back coach. I'm sorry, way better than a running back.
Thing, we gotta get better media deals, okay, and we gotta go after corporate support. We got it. We definitely see. I still say we need a SWAC channel, just like the SEC got that channel, the ACC got that channel. SWAC needs one.
Mhm.
You know,
Oh,
SWAC
yeah.
got to have one. But the other thing is, we got to go after that corporate money too, because that's a big difference in what they're getting and what we're not getting is that corporate money.
Ooh, that's gonna be a whole another show for a whole nother day, y'all. Oh man. But yeah, yeah, I'm about to roll up out of here because yeah, I gotta get up and hurry up so I can get on the bus so I can get to work. Of course, it's my mother's birthday today. Again, like I said,
Tell her happy birthday.
I will. She
Happy birthday.
turned 62 today. My
Yeah.
oldest daughter birthday was yesterday. She turned 22 yesterday.
Yeah.
So it's my cousin Courtney. She's part of the United Negro College Funds. Her birthday is today too. She turned 50 today. She went to Grambling. But
She good people. She good folks.
But yeah, we got birthdays galore today and yesterday and everything. So everybody, if you can, y'all, send it through Twitter and I'll tell my mama, give all the happy birthday shout outs to my mom. And then we still doing the drive for the Legacy Bowl. They started now. Coach Thornton already gave $50 to me for a donation. So anybody else want to donate? I know it's rent time coming up, but we can always do it afterwards. And we're gonna, like I said, New Year's Eve show. We're gonna have one for New Year's Eve, and we can go ahead and get that done. But any last words before I roll up out of here?
Well, I just want to reiterate something that my main FAMU Rattler said last night. The hair weave king, what's his Mr. Campbell?
Mr. Campbell.
Mr. Campbell told y'all last night there is definitely a conspiracy to keep down a FAMU, a Jackson State, a Texas Southern, a Southern University, a North Carolina A&T, because when we take them big time athletes, we cutting into them people's money. And see, you got to go back and read the story of Sam Cooke. Sam Cooke got sick of hearing them stories about how them record labels was messing over them black entertainers. So he came up with the idea that we'll start a black record label and we'll bring all of the black entertainers to the black record label. They sent him a message through Sammy Davis Jr. and they end up killing him. So you got to understand, when them big time kids from those Power 5 schools come to us, they losing money and they don't like it. Okay? Them 3 kids that came from Florida State over to Florida A&M, them Florida State people ain't happy at all about that now, because that's money they have lost. Remember, when that kid, Travis Hunter, signed with Jackson State, they burned Deion Sanders' jersey on the campus of Florida State. Y'all don't forget that?
Nah.
Okay.
All right. Mr. Ford, you're absolutely right when you talk about Sam Cooke, but I can take it to a smaller level. Have you ever heard of the Delta Blues Festival, Mr. Ford?
No, you have to tell me about that.
Okay, they used to have it in, it's still there in Mississippi, but it was actually held in a little village called Freedom Village, an all-black town. So you know how it got the name Freedom Village, right? So people from everywhere used to come. I know the people that started it, right? It started back in the early 80s. This when I found out damn white people like blues when I was a little kid at the blues festival. But anyway, they did everything in their power. The people that started it, they got a couple of sellouts to come work with them. The people that started it ended up stepping away. They shut it down. A few years later, it back over the levee. Well, it was once all black control, nobody else involved. A sellout came in, did his job. Now it's completely white control. Black people I guess, will be considered the running back coach.
Oh yeah, there you go.
But and that's what because they want. See, it ain't just the fact that they want to control the money. I want black people to look in the mirror. They want to control you.
Right.
They still see you as their property.
That's right. That's right.
I dare anybody on here to say their name if they didn't change it. Say the title that we wear. And I'm honest with that. People ask me, why don't you tell anybody your government name? Because it's an old British white dude name. I'm not old. I'm not British or white. My ancestors come from Africa. But when I say my last name, when y'all talk about the Ayers case, that's a British name. It was not our name. It showed ownership. They don't just want to control the money. They want to control everything, and they want to let you know that they still own you.
Yeah. Remember now, one of the things that happened during slavery was they wanted us to fear them and revere them as if they were God. That's why our people call them master.
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna see somebody saying that he already told the team that he was leaving. Let me see something. If it's word that I'm gonna check. So there ain't nobody leaving. So they this is what I'm hearing. FAMU has asked Coach Willie Simmons for the weekend to put together a contract competitive enough to keep him. A decision is expected to be by Monday. So we're gonna come back. Yeah, we're gonna
opportunity. Didn't I say that?
Yeah, we're gonna give him Monday. We're gonna give him some Monday. Gonna see what Monday happens, and we're gonna come back on here Monday afternoon, because I know we got football and we got college football coming on New Year's Day, but we'll be back on here Monday afternoon to bring in the new year. So Mr. Ford, Brother Macari, I will holler at y'all later. I got to roll up out of here, y'all.
All right.
All right now. Y'all have a good. We're gonna be back on here on Sunday night.
Okay.
All right. Oh yeah, we gotta get up out of here because gotta head up to work. But if you haven't done it by now, make sure that you like, stream, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. And this is gonna be a free advertisement for the brand Merch Sports.
Yo, it's your boy Doc Holiday with HBCU OverDrive, and I am proud to sponsor Merch Sports. Check out his new line of collection, the Black College Football Fan Club collection. It's basically designed to show support and give respect to the rich history and tradition of black college football. And as you already know, the best college players had to play at HBCUs before integration. So go ahead and check it out over at shopmerchsports.com. Merch Sports. Merch for the sports enthusiasts.
All right, man. Hey, we'll be back on here Sunday night for a New Year's Eve show. Man, y'all be blessed. Y'all stay safe. If you here in the South in Texas, y'all stay warm because it's cold as polar bear toenails outside. But remember, y'all hug y'all loved ones because, again, like I said, one day they here and the next day they gone. We out. Peace.